How loud is your life? Welcome to Winning Begins at Home. I don't know about you, but man, my calendar right now is just covered up with noise. It's been this way for maybe decades. I don't know, but at least the last couple of years, I just look at my calendar and noise just keeps showing up on my schedule. Whether I schedule it or not, noise is there. I've talked about this before. I think this is so huge. And when we think about growing, one of the things that gets in the way is the noise on our calendar. Now let's think about some of the ways that noise shows up. There is media noise. If you turn on the television, you're going to get like the media reporting media noise. That's all out there. If you're interested in that, I try to avoid that as much as possible. There's social media noise. I mean, all kind of opportunities there with TikTok and Instagram. You may have Facebook or LinkedIn, whatever your preferred channel is. You can easily flit some time away there just scrolling and screening, as I call it, if you're not careful. Noise is there in that way. I've got noise in my own head noise. It's one of the distractions I face. If you're not careful, you'll have that same noise. Maybe some of you are after perfectionism. If you're not careful, it's just got to be right before I'll put it out there and let anybody see it. And man, if I was given into that, I'd never put anything out there. But I think if you'll just be willing to do your best, I would say that. I'm from the school that says let's promise a lot and over deliver. I know there's this school of let's under promise and over deliver. I hate that school. I think that's like we won't disappoint you too much mindset. I don't like that at all. I think we ought to try to do our best, but I think our best is good enough. I mean, I don't think trying over and over to do more. There's things that need to be more perfect than others. I'll give you that. But I think perfectionism can become noise in our head. And there are so many people I know who it's just on and on. Like they're maybe, and I think perfectionism turns into fear. And that fear is another type of noise. If we're not careful, we can be so afraid. We're just gripped by it. We're not willing to try anything. We're not willing to stretch ourselves. Yesterday, we talked about courage. We play it safe all the time. Even a couple of days ago, when we talked about Carol Dweck's growth mindset versus a fixed mindset, fear plays into fixed mindset camp. It's never willing to try anything. It's never willing to put itself out there. And so many dreams go unrealized. It's books don't happen. Companies aren't built. Things like what if I mess it up kind of mindset. Those people usually don't accomplish very much. They make A's in school. I mean, that's great. But once you get out, are you willing to break stuff and try stuff and all that? I mean, I think that mindset of a software engineer. I've got a son-in-law. He's a software engineer, and he's always talking about, we're creating all this stuff and we're just trying to break stuff and see what we come up with. And the next thing you know, it's amazing what happened. I can't even talk to him. It's just like, but it's like, this is a way, big thinkers are thinking about their life. There's like, I'm just going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep reinventing. I'm going to keep trying to get better. And this continuous improvement, growth mindset, lifelong learner. I think there's something there to that. So we want to make sure that we do that. Procrastination is another one. When we have fear, even if we don't have fear, maybe we're confident, but we just like put things off. Monday's a better day than today to do it. And then we get to Monday and we think, well, we're so close to the end of the month. Maybe I'll wait till the beginning of the month. And then if the first of the month, it's not on a Monday, that messes everything up. And we kick the can to January 1st. And next thing you know, we never do anything. We don't live our lives and we just procrastinate. And I think there's a huge resistance in front of all of us that this procrastination mindset. Stephen Pressfield talks about that. You check out some of his writing if you want to read more on that. But I think it's one of the distractions we face. And then another one, I think one of the distractions is what I would call comparison. It's so easy for us to look at what other people are doing and think, well, I couldn't do it that way, or I couldn't do what they're doing, and feel like I shouldn't try anything. When really the only person you need to be is you. You don't need to try to do what somebody else is doing. You need to be you. You need to be the best you can be. You need to add value in your spot where you are. I think if you can do that, you're going to be on your way. But here's the deal. Noise is all over your schedule, whichever one of those forms, and you might even identify that today. Which one of those, areas that I described today is it media? Is it social media? Is it procrastination? Or, one of those other things? Maybe it's a draining relationship. I mean, there's all kind of ways that noise shows up. So identify your place today. If you're spending all your time with draining people instead of life-giving people, that can be dangerous. It's going to keep you from doing what you could do. Now, here's what I do know. While noise will make it on your schedule, whether you schedule it or not, quiet will not make it on your schedule unless you schedule it. And here's what I actually quoted the Bible yesterday. There's another Bible verse I'll share with you today. It says, in quietness is your strength. In quietness is your strength, which means this: if you never have any quiet on your calendar, you're actually not strong, according to scripture. I mean, if there's no quiet on your calendar, you really don't have the strength that you could have. When we are quiet, when we get alone and we really think about what we want, we'll talk about this as we go. We're going to spend some time talking about the concept of margin down the road. But I want to just challenge you to build some quiet onto your calendar, put it on your schedule. And we talked about, that idea of growing, spending 10 minutes a day growing. You're going to need to put that on your schedule somewhere, or it will not happen. I'm telling you, you'll have great intentions. I have great intentions, but if I don't put time on my calendar to read, to think, to dream, I mean, all those things, you're going to need some time to do that. And here's the deal. I know it's easy to sit back and go, well, you have time, Randy, because that's kind of what you do. And that's, and other people have time because that's what they do. Here's the deal. Nobody has more time than anybody else. The reality is we all have the same amount of time. They're not making any more. It's what we do with our time. And there are things that I would choose to do. I might be scrolling social media that would rob me of the opportunity to have some quiet and do something else. Quiet is not an opportunity to catch up on my Instagram feed. It is an opportunity for me to make sure that the pressure, the anxiety, the stress, whatever you have going on, it actually like river water. Picture a glass of river water. I've seen this before. If you fill up a glass with river water, all the sediment and all that stuff is in that water. If you let it set on the counter for a few minutes, that sediment begins to settle to the bottom. And I think that there's clarity in the water at that point. I think that's a great picture for us. If we will take some time on our calendar and let everything just kind of settle down. The noise is still going to be there, by the way, when you get back as well. When you go back into the calendar, into the fray, so to speak, it's all going to be there. And I think when we're at home, it is one of those times when we can find some quiet to let things settle down. And I know there are going to be times of chaos at home. It's, grandkids come over, your kids are at home, whatever you got going on, your spouse, you're going to have some chaos. There's no question if you have a family. But you've got to find some time to have some quiet. So today, that's my challenge for you. Find 10 minutes, put it on your schedule. And if you like the way that feels for 10 minutes, maybe push that to 15 tomorrow. And you might even find a half an hour a day is your right rhythm. You'll have to decide that. But I believe if we'll have some quiet every day, it actually will make us strong. It's actually a promise from Scripture. So I hope you'll give some thought to that. You'll do everything you can to protect quiet on your schedule. All right. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Remember, winning begins at home.